What's going on YouTube? It's Ganimo and welcome back to our channel. It's April 17, 2020 and we have some major changes in the market today with the potential treatment of COVID-19 from Gilead Pharmaceuticals. So the main question is this a company to buy right now in the market? So let's just jump right into it. You guys know the drill. Gingerly tap that like button and let's get started.
So what is Gilead? Gilead is a biopharmaceutical company that's known for treating different viral infections such as HIV, Hep B, Hep C, and influenza. And now with COVID-19, they've actually segued into that market as well. And recently, they've introduced a medication that has been shown to be effective on a lot of different patients. And the University of Chicago recently was able to treat patients, but they have to roll out the study to a bigger population.
So the FDA has given Gilead Pharmaceuticals the green light to expand their clinical trials of Remdesivir, the agent we've all been hearing about in the treatment of COVID-19, into phase 3 trials.
So, given that information, is Gilead an actual buy or should you hold off for a little while longer? Well, the sample size to date has been way too small for us to be able to determine the actual success of the medication and its long-term side effects. Another thing to weigh in is that different investors have bought in over the last 2 days and made some 20% return so far. And that means that they're going to be probably cashing out. So are you going to be missing out if you don't buy right now? Only time will tell, but if it was me, I would hold off.
So Gilead Pharmaceutical is definitely the stock to watch. And remember, you're not buying the market price of the stock, you're actually buying the business as a whole. So the key is to invest financially and not emotionally. And although you're going to be hearing a lot of Gilead Pharmaceuticals and Remdesivir, and yes, we obviously want to see the treatment of COVID-19 pull through, and yes, patients have been recovering in a week's time from fever and respiratory symptoms, we don't really want to recommend you buying the stock right now, in our opinion. Now remember, we aren't financial advisors. We just want to give you guys the news and facts that have been presented to us through our own research.
So keep in mind, anytime that you're buying a stock, you have to look at the intrinsic value of the stock and what the stock has been selling for, and making sure that whenever you're buying it, you're not overpaying for the stock. So we're not saying to time the market because no one really has a crystal ball and nobody knows how to time the market. But what we're saying is 22% jump in 1 or 2 days is not feasible and not sustainable long term. And it's only because of different optimism from different investors that the price of the stock is actually jumping that fast.
Now, the market is fueled by optimism of Remdesivir and the reopening of the economy that was announced Thursday as well. So, along with Gilead Pharmaceuticals, which they want to actually push out more drug by October, about 500,000, another million by the end of the year, this is definitely a company to watch and watch in the long run of things. Now, remember, pharmaceutical companies are very volatile. You're buying for the future of the company. So if 1 minute they announce, look, phase 3 clinical trials did not work, and we do hope they work, especially as healthcare professionals, then you're kind of in that little area of, man, I kind of lost a lot of money and maybe I should have been watching a little bit longer.
As of recently, antimalarial medication that the doctors were recommending along with the president have been proven to have side effects long term once they studied the sample size long enough. And it caused a lot of different problems in the economy because different people were not able to get their hands on the medication that actually needed it because it was going to the COVID-19 patients. Now, we're not saying that this stock is not going to be selling a lot of products over time. Gilead as a whole and Gilead as a company has been around for quite a long time. But the issue that presents itself is that people are not buying it as of today because this company has been around. They're buying it purely on optimism, and that's definitely not a way to invest.
So in recap, Gilead Pharmaceutical Company is definitely a company to keep on your radar. And although we may not recommend buying the stock today, since a lot of it is based on optimism, and you're going to see a lot of market fluctuations, especially within pharmaceutical companies, we do recommend sticking to the low-cost index funds and the companies that are sound and have adequate returns. So we hope you found this information helpful. We really hope you guys enjoyed what we presented to you. We did a lot of research behind it. So if you guys liked it, gingerly tap that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and press that bell, and we'll see you next time.